Okay, this question is asking you to identify which pieces of information come from each form of the quadratic formula or quadratic equation. So we're going to start with standard form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c. And the things we can tell here are if a is positive, we know our parabola is going to open up. If a is negative, we know our parabola is going to open down. We know that the c value gives us the y-intercept. We also say c is our initial height if we're talking about the height of an object. We could also get initial velocity if this is an object being thrown. So this is the initial velocity of the item that's being thrown. In factored form, we have information from these two numbers. Those two numbers, remember, we can take the x minus m and set it equal to 0, and we can take the x minus n and set it equal to 0, and the answers from these are going to tell us the x-intercepts. Sometimes intercepts are also called roots. Sometimes they are also called zeros, right? Because we set it equal to 0, so we call them zeros. And again, here's that a value, which would tell you whether or not the parabola is going to open up or open down, just like it does in standard form. If you multiplied m and n together, you could also find the c value, right? So if we take these two values of negative m and n, whatever they happen to be, they might be negative or positive. When you multiply those two numbers together, what you end up getting is c. So we could also find where it crosses the y-intercept if we multiplied this whole thing out. All right, last one, vertex form. Again, we have the a value telling us whether it opens up or opens down, but the key piece to this form is right here in the name. It gives us the vertex. And so remember, we find the vertex by taking the opposite of whatever this h is. So if this is minus h, over here, the coordinates for your vertex would be a positive h, and then this k value just comes along here. That's your y coordinate. So if this were x plus h, this would be a minus h. If it's x minus h, this becomes positive h. The k, you take exactly whatever the sign is here. So if this is minus k, this is minus k. If this is plus k, this is plus k. But the key is in vertex form, we can get the location of the vertex, and we can tell whether or not the parabola opens up or opens down.